Hey guys, Landon Gold here with our Physics 100 final project. So for my project I chose to do a demonstration on how gravity works to kind of give us a visual of what's happening around us and throughout the entire universe. So a couple things to say about gravity before we get into it. I'm going to throw in some other facts as we get going, but it was originally discovered by Isaac Newton, and he recognized that objects with mass tended to pull other objects with mass into themselves. And what we're going to do to kind of describe this, describe gravity, is we've got this, what is this? It's a hula hoop underneath here that I've put up on some wood stands, and this is a piece of spandex that I've stretched across the hula hoop itself to kind of give us a nice platform on which to describe gravity. Now, this example also works really well to describe how Einstein talked about gravity. He described it as a bending of space-time. And so if we were to go off of Einstein's little explanation of what gravity is doing, let's say that this sheet is space-time, and we have an object, a little lead weight with mass. We put that in the center, and it bends space-time. So this is also in line with how Isaac Newton described gravity, saying that objects with gravity will attract objects with mass will attract other objects towards them. So here we've got a marble. We've got a object of higher mass in the center, and we see that the marble is attracted to the center there where the golf ball is. Now my sheet isn't completely flat. It was really hard to stretch it out and to get it to be extremely flat, but if we had a larger space, this would work really well with the marbles. We can also put two objects in here and see how they do bend kind of towards each other. Let's try it with the marbles to show that there is an attraction to one another, and you see that didn't work. They don't have enough mass. Anyway, let's throw a couple more lead weights in the center and talk about motion and gravity. So that should be good for now. So we know that mass will attract objects of other mass towards it. It's a gravitational force, and within this mass's gravitational force, it's constant. I don't know what it is. It's got to be like maybe 3 pounds, 2.5 pounds of weight there. But Earth has a constant gravitational force. So that's described as pulling the marble in towards itself. But if we give the marble a little bit of trajectory, velocity, we can see that it actually orbits around the center of mass. Now the Lycra kind of adds some friction, slowing down or decelerating the marbles, and so ultimately they fall into the center. But in space, in a seemingly frictionless environment, you would have an orbit that would go on uninterrupted, so long as the velocity matches the rate at which the object is pulling our marble or other object in towards itself. So it's pretty cool. Another thing that we can observe, I don't know if it's going to work on this small of a scale, but sometimes we can get two objects that orbit around a center of mass to orbit themselves like a Earth-Moon system. So let's see if this will work. Not totally. little bit, stay in there. So the idea there is that even though the center of mass, or the mass in the center of my hula hoop, is pulling both of these marbles in together, they also exert a gravitational force on each other, pulling themselves also in here. So, we can see that with the Earth and the Moon. The Earth has a gravitational force on the Moon, and as it orbits the Earth, it's feeling that attraction. But the Earth-Moon system also has, or is affected by the gravitational force of the Sun, which is why together they orbit around the Sun. So let's see if we can get this to go one more time. Kind of broke there, but you get the idea. So to kind of also demonstrate how masses are attracted to each other, we can take, sit you right here. I hope you guys can still see that. So we'll take two marbles, put them away. Actually, we'll take the golf balls. A little bigger, easier to see. And so, as they bend space-time, they become attracted to each other and want to move closer together because of that gravitational attraction. Yep, so Einstein theorized how gravity is actually bending space. He also talked about how objects in their trajectory tend to follow a straight line, and that when things orbit, it's because that space-time is actually distorted, that those objects are still following a straight trajectory, but they're doing it around or on a distorted plane. Anyway, that is my Physics 100 final presentation. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Thanks.